So exactly 1 year ago, Nintendo showed off the first gameplay of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at the Game Awards. An entire year later, Nintendo has once again graced us with a new look at the game during the 2016 Game Awards. Nintendo actually showed the game off 2 separate times, the first of which was the trailer that you've probably already seen by now, and the second was this weird Let's Play style video. Nintendo, stop trying to steal my job. The trailer was the highlight, so that's what I'll be spending a majority of this video talking about. However, there was a lot to see in the gameplay that they showed, so I would recommend checking that out for yourself, and I'll probably mention it here or there throughout this video. First and foremost, I'll play the trailer again in its entirety, and I want you to pay special attention to the musical progression. From what we've seen thus far, the music in Breath of the Wild is very, very deliberate. The tones, the keys, the arrangements, they aren't just there to fill an otherwise empty soundscape, but there's a deliberate choice in every single note, and I'll talk more about that in a bit, but for now, just take a look. So in case you couldn't tell, there is a lot of symbolism in this trailer. The very first shot of a teardrop falling from the Sheikah symbol and forming trees is, in my opinion, symbolic of the creation or establishment of Hyrule. Not that Hyrule was created by the Sheikah, but that the Sheikah have their roots in the establishment of Hyrule. We know from playing the games that the Sheikah and the Hylians have gotten along for ages, so perhaps this is just giving us a little more backstory. Now I'm sure the next question is, where does this game take place in the timeline? And I think it's still far too early to tell. I've seen just about every single timeline theory out there, and I've always been able to find holes or ways to debunk them, so I'm not going to give you guys my thoughts on that just yet. I'll wait until we have more information, so for now, let's just continue. The next scene is a little bit confusing to me. It depicts some creatures and a horse farming, I think. At first I thought this symbolized the evolution of Hylian culture into what it is today, but the thing is, I don't think those creatures are Hylian. They could be the natives of the land since they look more like Bokoblins than they do Hylians. I'm a little confused as to what this could mean, so if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. Moving on though, we can see towns, NPCs interacting with enemies, other animals like dogs and stuff like that, meaning that yes, this world is alive and it's doing things outside of you actually interacting with it. Next, we get a drawing of a town. Going along with the previous drawing being the natives, this drawing could symbolize the Hylians moving in and establishing towns and such over what was just like once pure nature. That might be a little too deep for a Nintendo game, but then again, Nintendo can surprise us sometimes. The following shots just showcase the towns, which all look amazing, and I'm glad my fears of this game being somewhat empty have been put to rest by this trailer. From here though, the trailer takes a dark turn, and remember what I said about the music? Well, listen to this section again. Notice how the music transitions in tone from the somewhat adventurous and hopeful sounding track to a much darker and grim one. This musical change and the scenes that follow make me really excited to find out more about the game, but let's not ignore the visuals here either. The character that flies by, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this might be a new species. We get a better look at one in the Nintendo Treehouse footage, and according to Bill, he's a minstrel and teaches you the location of one of the shrines via song. You could draw a connection to the Rito tribe from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, but they look so much different that I'm not willing to make that connection myself just yet. Regardless, it's flying upwards towards a giant bird-shaped airship in the sky, and honestly, I have no idea what this could be. Like, it's a freaking airship. We've never seen anything like that in the entire Zelda series before, so your guess is as good as mine when it comes to this. The next shot is something I find very interesting. It's a drawing of Hyrule Castle with several guardians appearing underneath it, symbolizing to me that the Guardians must have originated from Hyrule Castle and perhaps were once used to protect the castle before being corrupted or controlled by Ganon or some other evil force. Perhaps these Guardians are the reason Hyrule is the way it is, because they couldn't regain control of them and they just laid waste to everything. Then we see a mysterious female figure. This could literally be anyone, but everyone online seems to be screaming, "It's Zelda, it's Zelda!" And it could be Zelda, but it could also be someone entirely different. And the very next shot we see is of Hyrule Castle with red explosions erupting out of it. Again, there are so many questions to ask, like, what's causing this? Would this happen early in the game? Late in the game? It's only a brief moment, but it's of something so very impactful that no doubt it plays a huge role in the game. Sadly, that's really all I can say about it right now. The next scene though is of a destroyed and broken Hyrule Castle town with Link standing over it, looking down and looking, well, just completely distraught. Perhaps he's remembering what happened and how he couldn't stop it before he went into that 100-year slumber. And to end things off, we see Link kneeling down with the Master Sword on his back next to that same female figure who is clearly angry and upset. But that's it. That's really all we got. As it's been with almost every big Breath of the Wild reveal, Nintendo is leaving us with more questions than answers, and as a fan, I'm kinda getting sick of it. Like, I'm more hyped for this game than I've ever been for any other Zelda title, but I do have my concerns. For instance, I got to play the game at E3, and one of the Nintendo reps there asked me if I had any complaints from what I played. I very politely and honestly said, the frame rate does dip from time to time, and Digital Foundry confirmed what I thought when they released a video showing just how bad it really was. From the looks of things, it doesn't appear to have improved that much based on the new gameplay footage shown at the Game Awards. Frame rates are important for a fluid gameplay experience. I know the game is running on the Wii U right now, and maybe the Switch will perform a little bit better, but if Nintendo can't hit a stable 30 FPS minimum, I can see that being a huge point of contention when people go to purchase the game next year. Anyways guys, that's going to do it for this video. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions about this trailer in the comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my videos, consider subscribing. But once again guys, my name is Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.